In the middle of the Atlantic lies a frozen volcanic island shaped by fire and ice, and over the next 7 days we're road tripping the southern coast, exploring some of its most iconic landscapes. Starting with the Golden Circle, we'll journey from geothermal hotspots to cascading waterfalls and even a crashed plane. From there we'll continue travelling east all the way to Diamond Beach before heading back to Reykjavik. This is our Iceland road trip. Right now it's the middle of November and we've just arrived in Iceland to start a week-long road trip. This is our camper van here. It's only small but it's going to be cozy hopefully. The weather is horrendous. It is raining, it is so windy and it is freezing. I'm getting back in the van because it is so cold. Elliot's with me on this adventure. He's currently fuming because he's just spent
37 Great British pounds. What the fuck? This better
12 beers.
This better be godly.
Right. We need to kind of sort out what we're going to do because it's like 4 or 5 p.m. We need to find a campsite and we need to kind of plan a route because we don't really have a plan. We have an outline of a plan, a concept of a plan, but we don't have a plan. Did you find?
Christ. Reception's, oh fucking hell, the reception's closed.
There is a sign there like that says try booking on Parker.is.
Well, literally I just spoke to some guy in there, little sort of kitchen thing, and he was like, if you go on the app, you can pay to stay here, because there is a reception I think, but it's
just
closed.
Not open. Sam? It's proper pissing down outside, so we're trying to like make our beds in the van, and we're having a nightmare.
Just no, it's just you're fucking dyslexic.
It looks fine there. Yeah, you look fine there. You got loads of space. But look at me down here. I'm like absolutely covered in stuff. You're piling on me. You're fine there. Luckily, our campsite actually has like a bit of a kitchen, so we don't have to cook outside.
I got IDs for my beer. Sorry, that's just hit me.
Just randomly. Like,
she thinks a random English person that's 16 who just came for some bevies.
And maybe they have like challenge 25 here or something, challenge 30 or whatever.
But a foreigner just happens to have 40 quid for a crate of beer.
I don't know. But anyway, so we've got an actual kitchen, yeah, so we don't have to like cook outside in this rain. It's been raining the entire day. Driving's been a nightmare. I'm making some tofu noodles. Elliot's got some noodles and bread. But we were just sat in the van for literally like an hour or two. Took us ages to sort the van out, and then we were just sat there regretting our life choices that got us to this point because it is so cold. It's probably -1, -2. It's been raining all day, and the van, there's not much space to do anything. So we are having second thoughts. Look, you can probably see the air on my breath when we're indoors, and you can probably hear the rain. Hopefully that rain goes off tomorrow. We've had our tea and we're in the van now, all ready for bed. You know what, it's quite cozy in here now that we're like in here. We've got a proper blanket each, a sleeping bag, and then we've got like some little blankets underneath us. It is gonna be chilly though, because we can already feel like the cold in here, and we've not got a heater, so we're just gonna be tucked up in this. We're going to play some Risk and we'll see you in the morning. It's the next morning, it's just gone 10. We've woke up about 10 minutes ago and our blanket is soaking. Luckily we've got the sleeping bags, but look at all the condensation on the roof of the van. Like, there's no insulation. All they'd have to do is like insulate that and put wood panels, and then that would stop that. But now, like, this is literally soaking the whole way down. It is freezing, but it has stopped raining, and there's not going to be any rain today apparently. There's like a, what did you say, like 10% chance?
Well, let's hope so.
So pretty much not going to be any rain, and that's quite good because we only have about 5 hours of daylight left because sunset's at like 4 and it's only just risen then at like 10. We're having breakfast before we set off. I've just got something simple, bowl of Weetabix. So cold I have to wear gloves. It's like minus something. And Elliot is that guy who has to cook a full-on meal for breakfast.
Someone's making an egg on.
I suppose he's probably got the heat of the cooker, like, to be fair, but it is so cold. I don't think I've ever been this cold before. That's a bold statement. I probably have, but... So we set off and we're headed to the Golden Circle, which is one of the most popular routes here in Iceland. It's got a national park, it's got geysers, and it's got a few other things. Well, we were about a half an hour drive away from there. We've been driving for like the last half an hour. We've just got through a massive fog storm, and now we're out in the clearing where we can see like the mountains and stuff. We've arrived to our first stop on the Golden Circle tour, Strokkur Geyser, which is right next to the Great Geyser, which no longer explodes, but the Great Geyser is where all geysers around the world get their name from, apparently. They last erupted in 1916, and it's had like a few little, like, tiny little bursts since then, but its last major eruption was over 100 years ago. The Strokkur Geyser now is like the most reliable geyser to visit because it explodes every 5 to 10 minutes, and the eruptions are like 40 meters high, so it's huge. We're at the Strokkur Geyser now and we're just waiting for it to explode. We've just seen it when we got here, but it'll only take 5-10 minutes to explode, so we're going to wait here and try and get it on film. Iceland is one of the most geothermally active places in the world, and it actually is the country that has the highest percentage of electricity generated by geothermal activity. Although obviously it's a small country, so it's not a lot compared to what other countries might produce overall, but as a percentage of their energy grid, it's the highest. We're now going to climb up to there and try and get a view down onto the geysers. We're nearly at like the little viewpoint now, but look at this. Look at like the snowy mountains here in this like valley. The viewpoint's good, but the geyser from down there is so much better. Yeah. Like it looks tiny up here, but when you're right next to it, it just shoots out right in front of you. It is such a better view. It looks so much more powerful, and the noise as well, you can't hear it from up here. We've made our second stop on the Golden Circle to Gullfoss waterfall, which is one of Iceland's most powerful waterfalls, and foss in Icelandic actually means waterfall. So it's called Golden Falls because Gulf means golden. I don't really know how well you're going to be able to see it in the background, especially with the background blur, but you can definitely hear it, just how powerful that water gushing off the cliff is. And this is an environmentally protected place. Iceland has hydroelectric power dams, and there was plans to make this a hydroelectric power dam, but for the past 100 years this has been the site of one of Iceland's most famous environmental battles. So in 1907 the landowner was offered money by an Englishman to buy it, and after deliberating it with his family he refused, but later on he got tricked by I think an Icelandic businessman to sell to him, who then leased the waterfall to foreigners. Luckily his daughter continued the fight for her entire life to protect this waterfall and to void the lease, and eventually the lease was voided. She won and is known as Iceland's first environmentalist, and that is why this is now an environmentally protected place. One of the final places we're coming on the Golden Circle today is called Brúarhlaup, which is a canyon not far from Gullfoss waterfall. We're having to climb up a bit of the canyon. It's quite peaceful, quite calm. We've come down a little bit closer, right to like the edge of the river, and there's actually ice forming on the riverbank. But this canyon is so much more peaceful than the other places we've been. There's no one else here except us. We're the only people here. You get 15 minutes free parking, whereas everywhere else is like 5 minutes. So you've got a bit of time to actually come see it because it's right next to the car park. And it's actually quite soothing. It's not really loud. It's just a nice little river noise. It's just gone 4 o'clock now and it's already starting to get dark. Obviously it is very foggy outside, so that doesn't help. But we're going to try and find a campsite because we need to camp somewhere. You can't, when you're road tripping Iceland, you can't just pull over on the side of the road like we are now in a lay-by and camp. You used to be able to, like 10 years ago, and then they made it illegal. Now you have to find campsites. We're going to do that, and then we need to also make food and plan for tomorrow. We're about to cook our tea for tonight, and we're that like lazy and it's cold, so we're making beans or spaghetti, which is what I'm calling mixed spaghetti and beans. And we're just gonna have them with some bread, just dip the bread in and just eat them in the van where it's a little bit warmer. It's actually quite warm. Hey, this heater's quite warm, you know.
I'm sure it is.
Yeah, this heater's quite warm. So I'm gonna put that on, out, that's hot. This is a little bit too high actually. Let's turn that down. I'm gonna burn my jacket here. Trying to sort this out. Let's get that. There we go, that's probably okay. Is this tin hot? Let's whack that tin in. You know what? This isn't even that bad. It's, you know, we have beans on toast at home, so it's just like beans on toast, but with bread instead of toast and some spaghetti. We have spaghetti on toast too, so yeah, it's fine and it's warm. Like, it's a nice warm meal when it's freezing outside. So today is our coldest day so far. It's -1, but the real feel is -4. It is freezing, but we've got up earlier today than yesterday. We've got up just before sunrise so that we can try and get as much done as possible, because we missed a couple of things yesterday. So it's nearly 9 o'clock. I'm gonna go turn the engine on and try and get the car warm. So I set my drone up and we were trying to follow the car along the road, and I used yesterday's battery that was nearly dead and I had to land it on ice. I had to emergency land it on ice. Luckily the ice is thick enough. Oh my god, thick enough for the drone.
Please go into the ice. Please go into the ice. Please go in. Please go in. Don't hold for him. No. Oh.
We've got it. We've got it. We've got it. Luckily that was quite thick. Right. Note to self: if you want to follow your car, put a fresh battery in it. We've drove up through the mountains to get to our next waterfall, and the road ahead is just full of snow and ice. All like the surrounding you can see here behind me is just all full of snow, and I'm hoping this isn't an F-road because we've not got a 4x4. We're not insured for F-roads, but Google's took us this way, so we need to hopefully start going down and get out of like the icy roads. We've had a bit of a stinker. The waterfall we're going to go to, Gullfoss, we can't actually access because you need a 4x4. It's not technically an F-road, but there was like staff only signs because you kind of do need a 4x4 to get there. So we're not doing it. We drove an hour and a half to get here nice and early, so it's 11 o'clock, and now we've got an hour and a half drive back to our backup waterfall plan. So we got up early to seize the day, and we have kind of ruined that, but we did get an amazing view of like snowy mountains and hills, and like it has been a good drive, to be fair. So we're back on the ring road track now, and we've come to our first stop, which is a waterfall called Seljalandsfoss. Got you on the GoPro because this waterfall you can actually walk behind it, and apparently you get really wet, so I didn't want to bring a good camera that could get ruined. Elliot's not got any waterproof clothing at all.
Don't worry about it.
So he's gonna get soaked. Alright. So Seljalandsfoss is actually closed today. Like, obviously the waterfall's not closed, but we can't go behind it. So I didn't bring the camera for no reason. But it is quite a cool waterfall. It's about 60 meters high, and the water that comes from it actually comes directly from a glacier. Seljaland isn't the only waterfall here. There's another waterfall called Gullfoss, which I'm probably pronouncing very badly, but it means canyon dweller because you actually have to like go through a canyon to get to it and see it, and apparently you have to wade through the river. We're not going to be doing that, I don't think, because it's like 0 degrees.
We're going in.
We're going in. Okay, we are. We're gonna get so wet here. Luckily, I'm wearing waterproof. What?
Do you want me to take points?
No, I will, because I'm waterproof, you're not. Oh, that was deep. I did have to stand in it a little bit then. But luckily my boots are waterproof. And we're in. This is cool. I am so cold and I'm so good. Look at this.
Get heavy.
So good. Elliot's getting more pictures. Right there. Okay, he's going up onto the rock. Let's go, let's get out of here. It is freezing. And we've got nowhere to dry our stuff. Except if we find a campsite that has a dryer. Because we were lucky enough last night to find one with a dryer and it was free. But whether we'll find one today, I don't know, but this is quite cool. So glad did not slip at any point. Right, we're out. Oh, let's go back. Was lucky I brought my GoPro instead of the camera in the first place, since we did end up getting absolutely drenched. Here's Elliot now. Absolutely drenched in like fucking joggers, a denim jacket. You'd think that this guy didn't know we were coming to Iceland in the winter, the way he's packed. Currently on our way to a crashed aeroplane, but along the way there is another waterfall, one of Iceland's most popular, called Skogafoss, and I'm going to show you it right now. It is huge. It's about 60 meters high like the other one, but I think it's like 25 meters wide, something like that. And there's an old folklore that an old Viking buried some treasure behind the waterfalls. Nobody's ever found any, obviously, because it's just folklore. But another cool thing about this waterfall is that you can actually go to a platform at the top, look down upon it. And not only that, but on very nice sunny days, you can sometimes see rainbows coming out of the waterfall. I'm going to take you quite a bit closer to the waterfall. This camera isn't waterproof though, so hopefully it doesn't break. Getting absolutely soaked here. We had started to dry off from the waterfall before, now we're absolutely soaking again. Elliot's gone to climb up there to go to the top. I don't think the view is going to be that much better. I don't actually think it'll be better at all. I think the best view is standing right below it with all the water hitting you. That's where it's like so powerful. So I'm going back to the car and I'm going to send the drone up. A little change of plan. We're not doing the crashed plane today because by the time we got to the car park, the sun had set and it was still like a 45-minute walk. So we come to Vik, which is a small town on the coast about 20 minutes away from the crashed plane. and we're going to stay here tonight, but the campsite's shut. We can still park there luckily, but we can't shower or use the toilet, so we've come to an outdoor swimming pool where there's swimming pools and hot tubs that are heated, and we're going to get a shower here. That was a lovely 45-minute little swimming session with a hot tub, sauna, and we finally managed to get a shower and get changed. So we're going to head to the campsite now and then make some food and probably head to the pub. This winter road tripping in Iceland is not for the faint-hearted. I've been out here in the cold trying to cook food. Literally, my pan is under those little tea towels because it's so cold out here. It was taking ages for the water to boil and the fire kept going out. We're like blocking it with boxes. It is so cold. I've been out here for like half an hour maybe, and this was out here for a good 15 minutes before I came out to see what was going on. I'm literally eating my noodles out of the pan in the car because it's so cold out there.